Between 2000 and 2014, Nigeria's economy experienced broad-based and sustained growth of over 7% annually on average, benefiting from favorable global conditions, macroeconomic and first-stage structural reforms. From 2015 to 2022, however, growth rates decreased and GDP per capita flattened, driven by monetary and exchange rate policy distortions, increasing fiscal deficits due to lower oil production and a costly fuel subsidy program, increased trade protectionism, and external shocks, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Weakened economic fundamentals led the country's persistent inflation to reach a 17-year high of 25.8% in August 2023, which, in combination with sluggish growth, is leaving millions of Nigerians in poverty. Following a change in administration in May 2023, the country is now at a crossroads and has a unique opportunity to return to a sustainable and inclusive growth path. Recognizing the need to change course, the Nigerian government, in collaboration with private investors and international partners, has launched several mega projects to address key challenges, stimulate economic growth, and improve the quality of life for its citizens. In this video, we will explore the 15 mega construction projects taking Nigeria by storm. But before we go ahead, kindly like and subscribe for more engaging content on mega projects in Africa.
Number 15.
Lagos Light Rail. Lagos Rail Mass Transit is a 35-kilometer urban rail system that is under construction in Lagos. The project entails the construction of a total of 7 lines: red, blue, green, yellow, purple, brown, and orange. Managed by the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, the project also includes the installation of railway equipment such as electric power, signaling, rolling stock, and fare collection equipment. Upon completion, it will have an estimated ridership of a minimum of 500,000 passengers per day. The Blue Line project in Lagos stands out from other mass transit systems in the city due to its unique approach to power supply. With frequent power outages in Lagos and across Nigeria, the Blue Line has sought to ensure a reliable source of electricity through a competitive bid to attract the private sector to build and operate an independent power plant. The elevated platforms at the Marina and National Theatre stations also make them stand out in terms of architecture. Passengers may enjoy a distinctive commute thanks to the thorough design of each station. Because fewer greenhouse gases are released as a result of the project, the environment benefits. The project can reduce the amount of cars on the road and the amount of harmful emissions produced by doing so by enticing more people to use public transit.
Number 14.
Eco-Atlantic. Nigeria has its own smart city and mega project officially known as the Nigeria International Commerce City, or famously the Eco-Atlantic City. The project is being developed in the Lagos state of Nigeria, on land reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean. It borders the Victoria Island district and the Phase 1 side of Lekki to the north, while the rest of the western, eastern, and southern borders are a coastline. With a total of 10 proposed districts, spread all over approximately 10 square kilometers of land area, the project upon completion is set to fulfill the needs for residential, commercial, financial, and tourist accommodations. It will accommodate at least 250,000 residents and have a daily flow of 150,000 commuters. It is also designed to help in stopping the erosion of Lagos City's coastline. The city's master plan was developed by South Energix Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of the Chagari Group, in collaboration with various local and international partners. The plan focuses on creating a high-quality urban environment with modern infrastructure and sustainable practices.
Number 13.
Dango Te Refinery Project. On May 22, 2023, the Dango Te Refinery, an oil refinery owned by the Dango Te Group located in Lekki, Nigeria, was officially opened. The largest single-train refinery in the world, it will be capable of processing around 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day when it is fully operational. More than $19 billion have been invested. Early designs for the refinery were released by Nigerian tycoon Aliko Dangote in September 2013, when he declared that he had obtained financing for the project for roughly $3.3 billion. The refinery was projected to cost $9 billion at the time, with the Dango Te Group investing $3 billion and taking out commercial loans for the other $6 billion. It was expected to start operating in 2016. However, after a change in location to Lekki, construction of the refinery did not begin until 2016 with excavation and infrastructure preparation, and the planned completion was pushed back to late 2018. In 2018, the project was expected to cost up to $15 billion in total, with $10 billion invested in the refinery, $2.5 billion in the fertilizer factory, and $2.5 billion in pipeline infrastructure. Dango Te, the richest person in Nigeria, needed to borrow 187 billion naira, about $442 million USD, at 12.75% or 13.5% per annum to finish the refinery in July 2022. If operations do not start in 2023, investor confidence may suffer, according to Fitch Ratings, which noted that the refinery's opening date has been delayed 3 times in the past 4 years. The 4 refineries of the state-owned NNPC, located in Kaduna, Port Harcourt, and Warri, are all idle at the moment and will resume processing crude oil after revamping in 2023. It was announced that the refinery's power plant would be finished in January 2023. The end of the first quarter of 2023 is anticipated to see the inauguration. In September 2023, the refinery announced that it will start producing diesel and kerosene in October 2023 and gasoline 1 month later.
Number 12.
Lagos Calabar Railway. Lagos Calabar Railway Line, which is also known as the West-East Coastal Rail Line, is a rail infrastructure project under development in Nigeria to link Lagos, the largest and capital city of the West African Republic in the southwest region, to Calabar, a port city in the southeast region, near the border with the neighboring Republic of Cameroon. It would pass through several states, including Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River. The project involves the construction of a total of 1,402 kilometers of railway line, in addition to railway platforms, 22 railway stations including ancillary facilities, administrative space, and level crossings. Other works include the installation of safety systems, electrical systems, lighting systems, and signaling systems, as well as the laying of tracks and electricity lines.
Number 11.
Nigeria LNG Train 7 Project. Nigeria LNG Train 7 Project is an ongoing expansion of the Nigeria LNG terminal at Bonny Island, Nigeria. The project cost is approximately $6.5 billion and will primarily add a 7th LNG processing unit to the Nigeria LNG terminal at Bonny Island, with a production capacity of 4.2 million tons per annum and supporting infrastructure, including an 84,200 cubic meter storage tank, a 36,000 cubic meters condensate tank, and 3 gas turbine generators at the terminal. It will also include debottlenecking of the existing 6 trains that will increase the processing capacity by 3.4 million tons per annum, and the construction of wells and pipelines to supply additional feed gas to that LNG facility. Upon completion, the Nigeria LNG Train 7 project will increase the Nigeria LNG terminal production capacity by 35% from the current 22 MPa to 30 million tons per annum.
Number 10.
Mambilla Hydropower Project. Mambilla Hydropower Project is a 3.05 gigawatt hydroelectric facility that is set for development on the Dango River near Baruf, in Kakara village of the Taraba State, Nigeria. The project entails the construction of 4 dams and 2 underground powerhouses with 12 turbine generator units in total, with a planned generating capacity of 3,050 megawatts, 4,090,000 horsepower. The Mambilla hydropower plant is expected to be the largest power generating installation in Nigeria and one of the largest hydroelectric power stations in the entire African continent. Power generated by the facility will be transmitted to the national grid by 4 500 kV DC transmission lines. The total length of the transmission lines will be 700 kilometers or its thereabouts. The construction of the Mambilla hydropower project started in August 2020. The project is being implemented by a consortium of Chinese companies led by China Jesuba Group Corporation. The estimated completion time is around 5 to 6 years.
Number 9.
Second Niger Bridge Project. The bridge is a Nigerian federal government project that involves the construction of a 1.6 kilometers long bridge furnished with other ancillary infrastructure, including a 10.3 kilometers highway, Aweri interchange, and a toll station, all at Obosi City. The construction of the bridge, spanning from Asaba to Ozubulu and Obaru areas, started back in September 2018 and is expected to be completed in the year 2022, on which it will minimize traffic congestion on the existing bridge over the Niger River and strengthen the entire region generally. The existing bridge dates back to 1965, and it serves as a major road connection, bridging the cities of Asaba on the west bank and Onitsha on the east bank. Noteworthy, the second Niger Bridge is a part of the Trans-African Highway between Lagos and Mombasa in Kenya, in addition to being the main east-west connection within Nigeria. The estimated cost of the second Niger Bridge project is around $2.7 billion. The funding is sourced through a combination of public and private investments.
Number 8.
Badagry Deep Sea Port Project. This involves the construction of a new deep sea port with a total of 3 container berths, 1 dry bulk berth, and 3 liquid berths. It would be capable of handling up to 2.7 million 20-foot equivalent unit on an annual basis in the Badagry area of Lagos. Upon completion, the Badagry Deep Sea Port, which is being developed by a joint venture between Integrated Logistics Services (INELS) and the Nigerian Port Authority (NPA), will be Africa's largest. It is also expected to be a huge milestone that will go a long way to bring global growth to the Nigerian waters, the country's economy, and also complement the materialization of Lagos as the 5th largest economy in the continent. The Badagry Deep Sea Port project will also generate about 500,000 direct and indirect employment opportunities.
Number 7.
Ajokuta Kaduna Cano Gas Pipeline Project. Developed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NPC, the Ajokuta Kaduna Cano, AKK, gas pipeline project entails the construction of a 614 kilometers long natural gas pipeline from the Ajokuta Terminal Gas Station, TGS, in the Kogi State, in the southern region of Nigeria, through the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Niger, and Kaduna, to terminate at a gas station in Cano. Upon completion, the AKK gas pipeline will provide a golden opportunity for the West African country to exploit its gas potential and utilize its gas resources to enable it to earn as much revenue from gas as it is earning from oil. This will in turn enable the country to meet its nagging domestic gas utilization and eliminate its gas flaring, as well as meet global greenhouse gases/climate change policy requirements in the long run.
Number 6.
Julius Berger Tower. On Victoria Island in Lagos, Julius Berger built a high-rise structure of the highest caliber. The 32,300 square meters gross floor area of the 15-story mixed-use skyscraper includes a separate generator enclosure, gatehouse, and technical basement level. The structure includes apartments, a canteen, offices, and meeting rooms. A rooftop helicopter landing pad and an integrated multi-story parking structure with 230 parking spots are also present. A foundation slab with a thickness of 1.8 meters and combined pile raft foundation with a maximum depth of 54 meters support the tower. A secant bore pile wall and a jet grouting stopper are required because of the high groundwater level to keep the building pit from flooding. For an elegant external appearance, the concrete skeleton structure on a pile foundation is enveloped by a curtain-type glass facade, and a bright horizontal lamella construction covers the parking garage which cuts into the building at the rear. The structure is distinguished by its core and shell silver leadership in energy and environmental design, LEE certification, the development of renewable energy sources, the use of LEED-compliant, sustainable materials, and energy and water efficiency were given particular attention during the planning and construction. The latter comprised locally sourced materials, recyclable materials, and materials with minimal VOC emissions.
Number 5.
Third Mainland Bridge Project. Of the 3 bridges that connect Lagos Island to the mainland, the Third Mainland Bridge is the longest. The other 2 are the Eco and Carter bridges. Up until the 6th October Bridge in Cairo was finished in 1996. It was the longest bridge in Africa. The bridge begins in Oworonshoki and ends at the Adeniji Adil interchange on Lagos Island. Oworonshoki is connected to the Apapa Oshobi and Lagos Ibadan expressways. The bridge also has a connector that goes to Herbert Macaulay Way, Yaba, in the middle of it. Julius Berger Nigeria plc constructed the bridge. Phase 1 of the project, which is approximately 11.8 kilometers long, was started by President Shehu Shagari in 1980 and finished by President Ibrahim Babangida in 1990. The Third Mainland Bridge is an essential part of Lagos daily commuting and as such requires to be constantly renovated. It has also come to be a major Lagos icon, offering different views of Lagos, the Lagos Lagoon, the University of Lagos waterfront, and Makoko, a shanty town built on the Lagos Lagoon. On 6 July 2020, it was announced that the Third Mainland Bridge will be closed for 6 months due to repairs. The bridge was to undergo another round of repairs from Friday, July 24, 2020 to January 24, 2021 for the replacement of bearings and worn-out expansion joints.
Number 4.
Lagos Cano SGR Project. The Lagos Cano Standard Gauge Railway is a 1,343 kilometers long standard gauge railway under construction in Nigeria to replace the lower design capacity and deteriorated Cape Gauge Western Line, built by the British in 1896 to 1927, which has a lower design capacity and is in a deteriorated condition. Once fully completed, the railway will connect the Atlantic Ocean port city of Lagos to Cano, near the border with Niger, passing through the national capital of Abuja. 2 segments of the railway have already been completed and begun passenger trains. The first segment between Abuja and Kaduna was officially opened in July 2016, while the second segment between Lagos and Ibadan was commissioned in June 2021.
Number 3.
The Azuro Edo Power Plant Project. With a current operational capacity of 461 megawatts, the Azuro Edo Power Station is a natural gas-powered open-cycle electricity producing facility situated in Benin City, Nigeria. This is the first of 3 phases in the development of a combined cycle gas plant with a 1,500 megawatt capacity. The power plant is situated in Edo State, northeast of Benin City, and is about 316 kilometers, 196 miles, east of Lagos, the nation's commercial center. By road, this location is situated about 465 kilometers, 289 miles, southwest of Abuja, the nation's capital. The power plant's construction cost was $900 million. 15 financial institutions across 9 nations provided the funding. Azuro Power Holdings is the owner of the power plant, an investment holding company for independent power projects in Africa. The majority equity investor in the Azuro Power Holdings is Actis Capital, a private equity firm headquartered in London, with $7.8 billion under management. In 2004, it was spun off from CDC Group, owned by the government of the United Kingdom. A Pan-African infrastructure investment group called Africa 50 is one of the plant's minority equity investors. 2. The energy firm Energy Group, which operates in Africa's developing nations. 3. Amaya Capital, an investment company that focuses on the African infrastructure market. And 4. The government of the state of Edo, which owns a 2.5% equity investment in the plant. An engineering, procurement and construction, EPC, contract with a consortium made up of A. Siemens AG of Germany, B. Siemens Nigeria Limited, and C. Julius Nigeria Limited saw the start of the plant's construction in January 2016. The turbines, generators, transformers, and other electrical equipment were also supplied by Siemens. The plant was finished on April 30, 2018, 6 months earlier than expected, which is a record for a plant of this size. Nearly 5 million man-hours of labor were expended on the plant, without a single lost time injury, and the names of all the developers and construction workers, numbering over 2,000 in total, are now inscribed on a brass plaque at the front of the plant's administration and control building.
Number 2.
Abidjan-Lagos Corridor Highway Development. The Abidjan-Lagos Road Corridor is a project that aims to build a 6-lane supranational highway, with components to transform it into an economic development corridor to connect Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, thus facilitating cross-port links, free movement, and the improvement of cross-border economic exchanges between the 5 ECOWAS member states. The project is reportedly a key element of the second priority action plan of the Programme for Infrastructure Development in Africa, and it is also a priority under the new ECOWAS Vision 2050, which, among other objectives, aims to make ECOWAS a fully integrated and interconnected economic region. Once completed, the corridor, which is a component of the Dakar-Lagos corridor and forms an important part of the Trans-African Highway Network, as well as a top priority of the 25-year ECOWAS Regional Infrastructure Development Master Plan, will boost trade, encourage investment in other economic sectors, and create job opportunities for citizens of member states.
Number 1.
Abuja Light Rail System Project. According to Business Day's findings, the $823 million Abuja Light Rail, the first of its kind in West Africa and a significant infrastructure project, is causing rising anxiety because it has been sitting dormant for years. In 2018, a portion of the project was finished and made accessible, but the service was later halted. The entire program has been neglected, and little is known about the government's plans to revive it, according to a Bloomberg article. According to the rail's design, the project will span a total of 290 kilometers, 180 miles, and be developed in 6 stages. The contract was awarded for $824 million, including loans from the government to pay 60% of the cost by the Exim Bank of China. The project was originally meant to solve the perennial transportation problem in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and its adjoining towns and cities. The Abuja Light Rail Mass Transit Project consists of 6 lots covering a distance of approximately 285 kilometers. According to Business Day's findings, the 42.5 kilometers, 26.4 miles, Lot 1, which has been completed, has 2 lines and 12 stations connecting the Abuja city center with the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport via the Lagos Cano standard gauge railway at Idu. It has stations at Abuja Metro, Stadium, Kakwaba 1, Kakwaba 11, Wupa, Idu, Basanjiwa, and the airport. Lot 2 starts from Gwagwa via Transportation Center, Metro Station, to Nyanya/Karu. Lot 4 is from Q to Kashi with the remaining legs of the Transitway Line 2, while the Blue Line, Lot 3, is expected to pass through Idu to Kabwa, with stations in Idu, Wagwa, Dede, Kajimi, and Blazango. Lot 5 is expected to be from Kabwa via Bwari to Suleja, and Lot 6 from the airport via Kuj and Gwagwalada to Dobi. That brings us to the end of this video. Please drop our comments on which project you think has the most impact to the Nigerian economy, and the best comment will be pinned.